they know they will never need to show any form of presence in the EXP. All they need to do is raid the opponent's jungle, stay over at the gold lane side of the river, and just ensure that their gold lane is going to be fine and dandy. In this case, Harif.
We talk about, you know, raiding the jungles coming out from the side of Team Flash. There you go. There's also JP on his signature troll, known to literally stay in the enemy jungle for ages, forever, because of his mastery on this particular hero as well. Team Flash, you know, especially with Cho coming in from the side of the roam, they're really playing for comforts.
Yeah, okay, so Evil is actually onto the Vexana, and then Flash is the one with the Novaria. So they got a little bit swapped. But I think that it is still generally the same idea. With both the Vexana plus the Badang, they can still be very non-committal in their lanes and can actually wave clear pretty fast. The only thing they're gonna have to look out for is the Astrosphere that will be thrown out by the Novaria. But regardless, I think that both of these teams, Evil and the Flash, have got a pretty good grasp of the middle lane priority. In fact, very similar in terms of priority.
Yeah, like there's also the flexibility, right? We mentioned that how Team Flash going for more of a utility. Team Evil this time around, yeah, they can also start with pokes, right? You poke with, say, Lava. Hold on a second. Hades spinning around, gear still unfazed.
Yep, it's not too big of a problem. It's just a small little annoyance coming in from the side of Flash. Just kind of let him know, look, I could be very I could be just around here.
Here comes round 2. That's first blood given over the side of Hades. Allow, you know, Team Flash to basically have a bit of a control on the top lane.
That's actually more of a warning shot from the side of Hades, right? But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Gear took that memo. He continued to go a little bit more aggressive against Diablo and took the L, which I can understand, right? You are a CC going up against a high loss. The main name of the game for you is to punish and bully the high loss out of lane.
Definitely, right? And so it's a very smart decision coming up from Team Flash to basically kind of support. Look at that. Diablo is already hit level 4, ready to use a glorious pathway, whereas CC, you know, still struggling behind.
So we do have the turtles currently available. All 4 members on the side of Team Flash has already hunkered down to deal with the turtle. But we do have the glorious pathway.
Glorious pathway laying down, but Gear outputting damage. JPL doesn't have the kick as of yet, just trying to zone it out, buying some time. Hades picks up the turtle, but JPL in a spot of trouble. The slow coming out of Novara ultimate. Hades jumping on. Gear at the same time. Gear the punching bag from the side of Team Flash against Team Evil.
Still at level 3, by the way. I do need to mention that. EXP laner still at level 3. That means that the whole idea of picking up the CZ has been crumbled and dismantled. The EXP lane is no longer a winning lane for Evil, and this is starting to get a little bit difficult and touchy for Evil.
Yeah, Vincent has to play around Ven right here. The only way that Team Evil can get back to this is basically switch attention all the way down the bottom lane, because Ven does have a lot more killing pressure at level 4 as compared to Vanix.
So this is a tough game. I will say that Evil now, they're gonna have to change
that. Force, that's also an ultimate missing right here. Vincent trying to make a play out of there. JPL will have to drum away. Sayla flickering forward, but will not be able to connect onto any spells onto Team Flash.
Entire game plan definitely has to be changed. I do like to see that Gear have decided to make his way over to the middle lane to try to snag up some of these farms to keep himself up the level. But Hades,
man, Hades is basically using Gear like a minion right here. He's farming, using Gear to try to get even more higher levels at the same time, pushing Gear down to EXP deficit.
He's a jungle creep.
I'm sorry, Gear.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, right? But luckily though, he's got Brave Smite, and he's currently at level 5. So with the growth since level 3 to level 5, it would have put him in a more decent spot. Yes, he is still 1 level below Diablo, but he's no longer that far away anymore. He still can do something in the lane. He might still be punished a little bit by Diablo, but it would end up being a skill-based matchup instead of a hero-based matchup.
Yeah, so basically Gear has to hunker down just a little bit more. He knows that he doesn't really have a lot of killing pressure, but hold on a second. Vincent, Quad Shadow does tag. JPL flashing that Evil's SG emblem at the same time. Man, just emoting right here. That shows the confidence and the comfort of JPL. Hades off the bottom lane will be able to take down Ven, which is basically where we want Evil to focus on.
Yep, so with Ven currently destroyed, unfortunately, but it's not like it's gonna make any difference to the upcoming turtle take anyway.
So it's halfway right here. Vincent still snacks onto the turtle at the same time. Here comes the ultimate from Powerful. Will not be able to do enough. Hades comes in with the ultimate at the same time. Sailor getting stunned. Diablo taking that kill. Gear has to run. And Flash, the bloodlust is there.
So this is my problem, right? Powerful picking up that the Badang. Yes, you can set up a really good fist crack, or rather fist break, and build up the wall. But from that point on, you let out your fist crack. You're just a sitting duck over there, not dealing any damage because you are a tank Badang.
Yeah.
You are cutting off the opponent's escape route. But you're essentially telling people, hey, free kill here.
No, it feels like, you know, Badang is like, I've got you trapped with me. But then Flash is like, you are trapped with me instead.
Yep.
Yeah, for some, use the benches to try to stay alive just a little bit longer to buy more time. Vincent will be able to find the shadow kill onto Hades, but Hades will still stay alive just a little bit longer. Diablo on the chase right here. The stun will not be able to connect for now. Curtizi charging up that second skill right here will not be able to find anything. The damage coming up for Curtizi though will allow Diablo to finish that job. The burst from Team Flash.
1-7 is the current score line. 6 minutes into the game, we're already looking at about 4,000 gold deficit for the side of Evil. In fact, when it comes down to the objectives, top lane and bottom lane has already been taken down, with the next objective being the middle lane T1 turret. And only after that, we can pretty much and more or less expect that Flash will be able to take control of the entire map already, putting Evil in such a precarious spot with nowhere to realistically play. Fortunately for them, they don't have a Joy, because Joy in a backwards game is definitely very difficult to play. As a Hayabusa though, you still kind of need the purple buff.
Yeah, Team Evil is in the downward spiral, right? How are they going to have to try to jump out of that? Speaking about jumping up, JPL doing so, then jumping around, using Zaman for JPL will finally go down, and that's only the second kill in 6 minutes mark from Team Evil against Team Flash.
So, cross-map plays. Take a look at the top lane. We do have the Fanny that is just available to be just knocking down onto the top lane very soon. It's going to be a pretty big wave coming down soon. So Evil really got to have to respond to that. And because of that response, we can apply more pressure coming from the side of Flash onto somewhere else.
And you mentioned about cross-map play, but I have to hold that thought just a little bit longer. Glorious pathway from the side of Diablo. Hades trying to reposition right here. Will still retreat that turtle away from Team Evil, putting down even more gold deficit against Team Flash. Man, how is Team Evil gonna have to climb out of this hole?
Yeah, it's not exactly a 50-50 there, right? Hades is level 11 and Vincent is a level 10. There is a disparity in the retribution level, and that is going to make a bunch of difference. Unfortunately, Evil, they are very confident in their macro game, but I don't really quite see it here for now because of their lack of crowd control. The only thing that is working out for them is powerful single fist crack. Fist crack. I say everything wrong.
It's okay, but Curtizi, his fist is definitely powerful, of course. But then Curtizi, man, the Astro Echo just reviews everybody. The second skill just punch onto Van like a truck as well. Evo's getting poked out right here.
It doesn't even require them to bring down the T1 turret in the middle lane to take control of the jungle. They are already doing it and snatching the jungle away from Evil. Evil don't have that kind of damage to realistically be able to fight back unless the situation actually shows up right in the face of Evil. They just need to look for someone that is completely out of position once and try to snowball from that point onwards. But even for JPL, he is the engager, he is the initiator, and he doesn't really quite have that kind of tanky items. As long as they're able to find that lockdown, then that is all fine and dandy. But what kind of lockdown do they have?
Yeah, not only just the fact that, you know, as a Cho, you can burn away at another person's lockdown, right? And then after that, you just triple away. You basically just remove the debuffs, and you're basically nice and dandy. So I think just Team Flash understanding what needs to be done in terms of baiting out, you know, these CCs coming out of Team Evil. You mentioned the only one that can reliably land a CC is powerful. And that's it, right?
Yeah, the only other thing is probably the Terrify from Sayla's Grasp. But even I myself think that, yeah, you can definitely apply to that. But from that point on, you gotta have to smash out your combos. Sayla plays a very important role in layering these crowd controls and the damage. Because in terms of AoE, that is just Sayla and powerful. In fact, I don't even know what kind of damage powerful can realistically be able to do. AoE style for Ven, that will be the Synchro Fission, but everything else, Chrono Dashes are all single targets.
Consume players at the same time, removing the information but revealing one for themselves. JPL takes a lot of damage this time around. Powerful will be attributed to that kill, and now Team Flash, they're one member down. Powerful stepping forward as well. The ultimate coming up from the Vixana. This is exactly what Team Evo is trying to look out for, but Hades is right there, spinning for the kill. Vanix also joining in on the fight at the same time, and also will try to just pay back some of the damage. But now Team Flash is 2 member down, but looking at the retribution, Vincent taking the retry against Team Flash, but they will suffer at a cost. But Van turning around, taking down Vanix as well, and this is exactly, maybe this is perhaps the starting snowball that Team Evo is looking out for from the shutdown gold.
3 for 3. Well, in the meantime, Turtles also take... Sorry, that's not a turtle. That is the Lord that has been taken from the side of Evil, okay? So we gotta have to remember that. There is definitely a lot that Team Flash is realistically trying to go for in that previous fight, but unfortunately it does seem like their follow-up from JPL was just not that fast. They did jump in, you can see that JPL kicked in, but there is a solid 1 second of allowance that wasn't done. That has no damage done at all. And I think that that is the main reason why they are having so much problems. Because Diablo could have survived longer if Here did not live.
And this is exactly what we're talking about, right? Team Flash, their main goal is to try to outpoke Team Evo. They were able to do that earlier part of the game, but now when Team Evo comes in together with Team Fire Magic, and speaking of which, they're also going to try to do that again. Try to tempt that magic, try to tempt that fate at the same time. There's also going to be a spell. The destruction landed. I don't think Vanix is going to take it, but Team Evo routed back for now.
So we have got the goal lead that has been decreased by a tremendous amount. We are only looking at about 3,000 gold lead in favor for Flash SG. Middle lane T1 is actually still untouched over for Evil, while Flash SG's T1 is actually almost at the brink of destruction. The moment that Evil is able to touch that turret, just sneeze onto it,
Yep.
I think that is more or less enough for them to take quite a bit of control and will make things a lot simpler for them to hide within of brushes and not too afraid of overextending anymore.
Flash is just buying time. I mean, both teams are trying to buy time. Flash is trying to raid the countryside to basically put pressure in the mid, but Evil is still unfazed. Evil, on the other hand, with that Vincent steal on that Lord, will be able to just buy some time just for themselves. You mentioned about the gold deficit is starting to collapse just a little bit more. You know, here's starting to pick up the items, and that's exactly the time that they're trying to look out for.
But now we do have to cut down, but it does seem like we are looking for Van almost taken down, but Hades might be looking at a separate angle of attack. Didn't see quite much, and the separate angle of attack is actually the T2 in the bottom lane.
Yep, raiding the countryside, exactly what I was talking about, right?
What did the countryside do to you?
I come from the countryside.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Man, I miss home already. But now Team Flash, you know, they're trying to push down that mid lane, and that's exactly what, you know, Team Evo throwing out even that ultimate, trying to wave clear that extremely quickly, trying to make sure that as long as the center lane, mid lane, try to stay alive. But Hades just raiding once again.
Yeah, the countryside.
Yeah,
it's all about the countryside. You know, from now on, we're gonna keep calling it the countryside.
side lane's the countryside, huh?
It's only the countryside. The middle lane is like Singapore.
So what? The EXP lane is the EXP lane island where you guys farm?
Just pull out the gong.
And the gold lane. I see one lane and one lane only. Hades jumping over the wall right here. Activating that vengeance. Powerful coming in. The Fist Cry will not be able to land. Vincent with the shadow kill as well. Powerful picking up a double kill. Team Evo found the magic that they've been looking for the past 10 minutes. And they finally found against Team Flash.
That is exactly the combo that we have been asking for. And this is what the drop is made for.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, they're lacking on Vakimi. Or else everyone else will be just sucked into the middle. But regardless, this is good enough, right? As long as Powerful is able to set something up, then Sayla will go all ham.
Vincent right here, the jungler right here, they're looking at the Lord. Team Flash, Curtizi and Vanix. There's no Hades around unless, you know, Vanix was able to steal that away. That's going to be the Astro Echo committed by Curtizi. No way for Team Evil to allow Team Flash to come in. The Fist Crack and the ultimate coming up from Powerful, catching on to Curtizi, and Evil managed to turn the tide just a little bit. A small play in the early game now converted into something else.
What exactly is going on here? We are starting to see that Flash is catching their breath against Evil.
Man, Flash woke up on the left side of the bed today.
Hey, what's wrong with the left, man?
You're not supposed to wake up from the left. It's bad omen.
Really?
Yeah.
Feng Shui?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about
You
it.
should have woken from the right side of the bed, and it seems like Team Evil, they're the one that woke up from the right side of the bed and pushed Team Flash off
What if
that
the
bed.
exit of my bed is on my left side?
Then you need to check your feng shui.
Okay, fair enough. As we continue to move on 15 minutes into the game, we do have Evil that managed to push the rest of
Hades?
Flash. Oh, I don't think they're gonna go down that easy.
Yeah, especially when, you know, Gear does have some levels right here, and he's actually outputting some good damage against Hades. Gear is no longer the minion at the 2-minute mark. Now Flash has to pay a lot of respects onto Gear right now.
Unfortunately, the Fanny just can't burst him down. Of course, we're talking about a Vengeance that's been popped by Gear. He also did pop the Yo-Yo Blitz, so it is an investment. I would say that it is also an investment from Hades.
And
it's not too big of a deal, though.
Kurt TZ is basically just trying to outhook Team Evil. This is exactly what happens, right? Team Flash enter with a good game book in the early game, and then after they throw it away during the mid part of the game. Handshakes is bad team fights against Team Evil, and this is exactly what we're talking about. The Team Evil magic, Abstract.
Oh man, okay. We're looking for that opportunity and waiting for that time. Powerful goes in, Fist Crank, but that's not gonna do anything. We do have the Astro Echo that's thrown out though, so everyone's hitbox has increased. Brought Van to a pretty decently low level, so this is actually the opening that Flash SG would be able to dish out. They still have got the intimidation factor, and they still have got the damage that they can churn out over to Evil to say, hey, we're not too out of the game just yet, don't toot your own horn too much.
Yeah, definitely right. Team Flash slowing down the pace just a little bit more. They're losing turrets already. Earlier just now, Team Flash was literally playing on Team Evil's side of the map. Team Flash right here. Now the map is split in half.
I definitely would say that Team Flash's way of playing is a lot different now, I suppose. They're not that dominating. It's either that they are not dominating, or the standard of gameplay of MPL SG is just higher now.
Yeah, you can start to see the improvement coming out of Team Evil, right? Ooh, Vincent will be able to dodge that damage away. Now you start to realize, Hades starts to realize that he cannot even assassin the other assassin on the other side.
You can't. You gotta play as a team now.
Yeah.
The solo rodeo kind of thing no longer is gonna work out for Hades. He's probably maxed out in items, but he can't do anything here.
Yep. Right now, it's just all about buying time for both of these two teams. Team Evil was able to buy some time early just now with the second Lord takedown. Team Flash, on the other hand, has to abuse the mobility, right? Basically, play ring around the roses against Team Evil. Just take a look at how Team Flash is kind of spread out like perfect butter, peanut butter on the bread in breakfast in the morning, whereas Team Evil likes to clump up like Jello or something. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, you did that to yourself.
I don't know where my analogies is going on, but then again, I could definitely say that Diablo is a dead one right there, getting caught by 2 ultimates, and maybe that's worth it now. There's not a lot of frontliner coming out from the side of Team Flash right here. JPL will be next on the block. It's going to be Hades getting terrified right here, trying to spin for the win, but Vincent is still right there. Vanix trying to output the damage. Gear goes into the Vengeance at the same time. Hades will get deleted by Sailor. The damage explosion. Vanix, the Lord! Vanix comes back, picks up a double kill, trying to turn things around against Team Evil, and now Vanix will be able to try to do the damage against Vincent right here. Powerful, but Vanix just shut down the triple kill. The only one left for surviving from the side of Team Flash.
Oh, hell, Lord Vanix is still around.
Definitely.
And he is definitely still gonna be hunkering down and just, no, in fact, not hunkering down. He wants to end this. He wants to bring as much damage as he can over to the turrets.
Yep.
He can realistically be able to do quite a lot. In fact, I don't think the Powerful can deal enough damage.
Powerful was holding on to the ultimate. It did not go off. That would be a dead Vanix if he actually cuts him off. That's a Spear of Destruction. Not too sure whether he's actually going to commit of that. Ven coming in to save the day for now. Team Evil still keeps their base intact.
No realistic damage to the structures of Evil. Nothing realistic just yet, as we don't have any proper gratification to the upgrades of Flash SG, right?
Yep.
No mega creep just yet, but at least it does help a lot if Flash actually take this Lord, because that would guarantee 1 turret's destruction the moment that the Lord actually crashes it.
Same could be said over to Team Evil though. They're hungry already. They're hungry and they'll take a look right there. Just literally stacking both Sailor and Powerful right hit there. Powerful, all the ultimates are up from both of these two teams. Vanix does not have the SOD as of yet.
So continuing on as the Lord is gonna be finding himself at about 50% HP. They're preparing. Flash SG, they're preparing as we are looking for an ankle.
JPL, that's going to be okay. We'll be able to single out Vincent. Vincent goes down for the count at the same time. Gonna have to take a look at the Lord. Hades picking out that one. Vanix going a ham onto the team of Team Evil. The Lord and the Savior of Team Flash right here. Just outputting damage all the way in the back line. He continues on ignoring the CC damage. Katizi slams that actual meteor right into his face, man. The only one left alive, but now with two members, the tag team of Katizi, Hades, and even Vanix joining in for the count, allowing Team Flash to secure the Lord.
Now, unfortunately, that is game. This time out, I will definitely say that the amount of downtime coming in from Hades is a lot lesser, and they found more spins to win in order to output all of those damage, and not to forget mobility as well as positioning from Vanix that ultimately played the way of the game. They opened themselves and they kind of like